Hello again, it's Tyler with Flying Company. The first video that we recorded was about creating an aircraft, and then after that it was creating a trip. This one is all going to be about assessing pilots and hiring a pilot. So as you can see here, I'm on my operator profile. This is for the trip that I created from Teterboro to Dallas to Santa Monica. As you can see in the top right corner, it's going to look a little bit different on mobile, but it's easiest to view this on desktop, which is what I usually do. As you can see, I have 5 different quotes for this trip. The first one being from old Han Solo over here. So I can start off by reviewing his profile. I see that he has an ATP with aircraft multi-engine land, but commercial privileges for aircraft single-engine land. He's got a PC-24 type rating. I see all of his hours. I see his About Me section. Right down here, I can chat with him and have a conversation to ask any kind of clarifying questions that I might have. Up here is the important stuff. So this is where we get to review their quote and their estimated expenses. And if we have any questions about this, we can always send a message to Han to clarify. So as you can see, it's a 2 flying day trip, which is correct, at $1,500 a day for SIC services. He also charges 1 day at $1,000 a day for travel. It automatically calculates per diem of 3 days at $100 a day. That just helps to reduce the amount of unnecessary receipts that we all need to collect. And so it's got and the service fee as well, and it's got a pre-trip total shown here. Now, please note, all right, this is just an estimate, right? Things can change, your trip might change, and therefore it might not be accurate at the end of the day, but this helps you kind of gauge where we are in the beginning. Han has also added some estimated expenses for hotel, ground travel, air transportation. So, and then over on the right-hand side, this is the same kind of trip itinerary that we've seen before. So now what we can do is, we've already seen that one, so now we can go to the second quote, 2 of 5. This one is from Russell Case from Independence Day. We can review his experience as well as his quote. Next one from Amelia Earhart. You kind of get the idea here. And then moving on, we've got Old Maverick, Pete Mitchell. One thing I will point out here that I've pointed out in other videos is the open pilot policy hours. So based off of the information that you put into the insurance section of your aircraft profile, pilots who meet the open pilot policy hours will get this little badge. And so if I were to look down, I would see, okay, PC-24 total time of 1,000, total time of 15,000, multi-engine of 10,000. Yeah, all right. Well, yeah, he definitely meets the open pilot policy of that aircraft. So let's say I decide I'm going to hire Han Solo. So next step would be clicking the hire button. I get to review this quote again, just to make sure that everything matches. I also get to see what charges are due upon the pilot accepting the hire. Again, 1 day of pilot services goes to the pilot upfront as a deposit. This helps kind of lock them in for that day and also helps them float costs for airline tickets and hotels. I get to choose what payment method I want to use. If you manage a large fleet with 10 aircraft, well, you could have 10 different credit cards in there and be able to use a different one for each aircraft or each owner, depending on how your accounting practices work. If I go ahead and click the pilot services agreement, I'll get to see the pilot services agreement with all the information kind of pre-populated in here for your review. And once you digitally sign it, it will come down here and digitally sign as the operator or the lessee. So if I go ahead, click that, boom, request hire, then we've hired. It gets kicked over to Han, and it's up to him to confirm that trip. And once he does, you've got your pilot.